Hello, hello, my lovely leaguers. All right, so we are not going in the jungle today. Regrettably, it's going to be Morgana support. I was going to. Well, I'm stuck with the support role, so I go Morgana. Some champions like Soraka are overpowered, but I'm just not that efficient in playing her. It's just like with Morgana, you land a bind on somebody and they're gone. They're donezoed! Or you save somebody by hitting them with the bind. So we've got a Twitch jungle. He's most likely going to do a red buff and a level 2 cheese with his little gonna snake behind somebody. I'm liking the composition. We've got Renekton top, and we've got Vayne at the bottom. She's gonna ramp up. Renekton is tough early to mid, very useful, and so hopefully, he'll create pressure, where pressure, if he, let's say Renekton gets through top lane and pressure is relieved from top lane, or their jungler is all the time trying to get at top lane. Oh, Jax with no flash, a barrier. Oh, interesting. I don't know about that one. It'll keep their jungler away from us, essentially, because they'll want to pressure pressure the Renekton. And the bot lane usually plays pretty, at least it should in this matchup. So they've got a Rakan and a Jihn. The combo that they're going to be looking for is Rakan is going to want to knock one of us up, move, and then Jinn's going to want to bind us with that one attack. So it's just knowing the distance for Rakan. Now when I bind Rakan, he's going to jump back to Jihn. So gonna be we're gonna be able to get some damage off in Rakan, but he'll be able to shield up and get back and things. So keeping a distance early on, doing some harassing trades, kinda juking back and forth is what I'll be doing. But Vayne, until level 3, I won't expect any all-in. Just kind of Q if I can, get some autos off. Nice harass. Because the really early game, we do better. But when they hit level 2 and 3, I think they have the advantage. I took Warlords, so I can proc a little more damage. Morgana build. Let's see. So more Ari's looking for the fast kill. Kha'Zix's looking for the fast kill. That's usually how you play Kha'Zix with Thunderlords. Our Twitch. Our Twitch. He's taking ever. And dude just loads of damage. So the comp that we have, it's a pick comp. Start blue, I can smite it. Yeah, he wants to start red so he can roam at level 2. Yeah, Kha'Zix. We just saw him just a moment ago. He was checking if Twitch was doing red. So they're going to... I mean, if the Kha'Zix is good, then he'll warn his team about the level 2 Twitch nonsense. So let's see how it goes. They're pushing. They want that level. They want that higher level. They warded this instantly. So I can't really play in the brush. Got him. Alright. So yeah, they can out trade and out damage. They definitely do a lot of damage. Even when I land a bind, it's something to be kept aware of. So it's going to be a pretty defensive way of reacting to things. Vayne needs to watch the distance there. Dang. Okay, nice. The bot team is pretty aware of the map. So right now our kill potential is getting up there. Okay. It's good that Vayne didn't go in there. It's good to sort of like when you queue when they're both over there, so you have a better chance of getting one. Rakan used both his abilities there. I'm gonna trigger that so I can get rid of it. You just re-wire that. So right now, 4-1, we're doing great. Like, we are the late game. They have the early power. They have the power early. Vayne is good. Okay. I should have black shielded Vayne. The reason why I had to take that damage for free. Oh. Don't usually support here. Like a big chunk there. We're not looking to go all in, not at all. Just chilling it. Just kind of waiting for the bait. Nice. That was pretty nice. Okay. I'm gonna get a few procs off. 1, 2, 3. Alright, I'm out of here. See you later, buddy. Nope. Not gonna happen, buddy. Okay, fine. I'll trade you. Wow. He committed, man. I'll take that jungler for I will take that, and I gotta level up. My goodness. Okay, so in this instance, they're already well pushed up. Kha'Zix is dead, or he's back alive, rather. Getting some wards out. Trying to influence the map a bit. Now Ahri is already pushed up quite a bit. I'm just gonna go back to bot. I'm not gonna try anything fancy here. I might be able to. Oh, I can't leave. Surprised that they got him. But yeah, a lot of times as Morgana, if you're holding Q, like, that's more dangerous than actually firing Q. Got it with that. Got it that time. Oh. Need to be careful because Ahri is missing. Okay, there she is. Yeah. Not sure if this is worded. I think it is. Okay, Renekton is... We're fine, Renekton. I'm gonna scan this act. Oh, there we go. There we go. So me just hanging out in this bush is just so like you have no idea like what'll. Oh. Right. So Kazakhs might jump in, do something. Not sure. But I'll be prepared for him. The bind. He'd be just so absolutely reckless. Try anything. So wrecked. Okay, we don't need another one of those. Let's see. Yes, let's get that. Let's get some boots. Let's get one of those. Let's get that. And another one of those. Let's head back to bot lane. So, we're going 12-4. And this is kinda... This is a little bit expected here. Because Renekton has a lot of early to mid game pressure. I didn't expect our Orianna to just be like kicking so much butt. I'm gonna pop, try to trigger this thing. Fuck it. Yeah, that's... Gotcha. Put two ham there, buddy. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. This jungler is just off tilt. I'm gonna get rid of that word in a bit. The problem is like when you're behind. Okay, just gonna push them off. Dang it. Just love how, like, his animation, he can be so casually walking away. But yeah, our map presence is just tremendous here. And Rakan can't just jump in. Okay. Not without being punished pretty hardly. Or harshly, rather. Get one auto off there. What is Rakan? Okay, he's got a full base of the mountain. Ouch. That's got a sting, man. That full combo. Alright, I'm gonna get my... Put my stacks here. Get my stacks in 2, 3 stacks. Like, the reason why I'm backing is because we can influence the map. well. Let's see. Let's go with more boots and mobility. And then we're gonna build into Zanya's with defense. An upgrade to the Oracle Alteration. Go right back to lane. And as you can see, they are back, and it looks like slight freeze. No, they're not. Ooh, the Renekton. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow, that's just crazy. Ooh, scary. All right, I think. Alright, I gotta back up because I'm taking turret damage. Nice. Oh, I nearly got him. I can't save you, Ori. Bunch of crazies. Alright, so this is the time when we need to get out. We've allowed our health to get a little low here. Oh. Okay, it's time for me to leave. They'll look for me in this brush, so I'm gonna head on down. We're out. Okay, so we're gonna get this item of Zanya's, and we'll get that. Head back to bot lane. Like they were pushing. Maybe they aren't anymore. They are pushing. Oh, there comes the barrier from Jax, but he wimps out. He is. Whew. That Vayne, man. How do you fight against it? Vayne with black shield, man. Do not want to deal with. Alright, so we're gonna put some wards up. Prevent any shenanigans. Make sure we kick them out of their base properly. Wow. Whew. My goodness. Oh, and that's game, boys. Oh man. It's so easy. So easy. But it's so easy when you can when you kind of. Okay, so who gets it? Let's say staying cool. Yeah. It's all about like ooh, an honor. What did I get here? Teammate, okay. Alright. I like that. It's fine. So it's all about strategizing beforehand, knowing abilities. I knew that Renekton has a strong early game. He got beat up by the Jax a little later, but he has a strong early game into mid and he starts to fall off. So if you abuse just that knowledge, I'm limited with my ability to support. Usually I think about these things as a jungler because I want to influence certain lanes. If I say to myself, if we have a Renekton, I want to say if it's a reliable Renekton, you know, only if the enemy is just making terrible choices in terms of positioning, do I want to gank a Renekton lane, or I want to set up a Renekton lane for a double gank. You know, you can do things like that because Renekton wants to push. Renekton wants to be aggressive early game, and if you have a jungler that is like, well, I'm just gonna stroll in. I can see this Renekton is already pushed up, but as a jungler, I would ward where Kha'Zix would come from and then ambush him at that point. We're knowing that Renekton has so much survivability and capability of killing one, if not two of them, really just snowballing the lane. It's a step above simply just going there and just trying to get something done, but actually strategizing in terms of the strengths and weaknesses of champions. Vayne, as you saw, we had a very timid beginning. All we were doing is trading every now and then. And there were some times when we were, most of the time in the early game, we were out traded. But then later on, like it wasn't much that we could just Vayne would just pop her ult, and the ridiculousness was like, how could they not see the bait coming? Like, and they weren't respecting Vayne's ability. Vayne's passive is to move faster towards enemy targets, so she hunts people down. You can't get away from her, and you can't play so far up into the mid game with a Vayne and a Morgana to boot. Like I knew my when I hit 6, I knew my damage capabilities, and I knew to put exhaust on. So I knew all the abilities to use, and with all those things, we out damage Rakan and Jihn. The Rakan Jihn setup is more like he wants to crowd control and get damage down off of you. You can't if you're facing a Morgana and a Vayne and you're level 6, they need to be the ones that need to be careful. They need to be the ones that are calling for a jungler or something like that. They did the right thing and were aggressive in the beginning, but sadly they didn't swap to a less aggressive mode later on. You know, you'll find when you get in a higher platinum, like when you're in the gold to platinum, maybe even further into platinum, you still have players that can't flip the switch. You know, they're either all aggressive all the time. It's like the switch is flipped for all aggressive all the time, but they need to flip it off, you know, and say, you know, if you want to win the game, you know, just turn the aggression off. There's no point to keeping it on all the time, you know, because that's predictable. So as far as Twitch, he was just wrecking things. And the thing with Twitch is and the thing with our composition, you have to realize that we're a pick team. And how do you try to get now? The problem with that is the other team is pretty much a pick team too. So whoever was, to outclass in terms of technical knowledge of the game was going to win. The Kazakhs, like, he was, for whatever reason, he was upset, and he was keeping the aggressive switch flipped on. He just came after me, even though I knew that I could survive. It was close. It was closer than I thought, but once that little thing was left, and he was in turret range, like, it was suicide if he was to try to get me. And I benefit from that because, well, I benefit because I'm just a support. Here's a couple of reasons why that was beneficial. Bot lane wasn't there. The lane was pushing in, so Vayne just has to stay by tower. With the jungler dead, the rest of the team can breathe a little better knowing that Kazakhs isn't coming after them. In fact, they can be more aggressive. So that is why that's more beneficial for me to die. And I didn't prefer to die, but it just happened because... But yeah, I guess I should have just kept on making distance between me and Kazakhs instead of me trying to turn around and bind him. When I stopped, when I stopped to bind him, when I hit Q, so I was moving, hit Q. When I hit Q, I stopped. Then he was able to auto me. So maybe that would have been, that would have been the issue of being able to survive there. So overall, looking at their team, looks like Jax did a decent job, but he just couldn't put a band-aid on big enough for the rest of his team. Oriana just dominated. I'm gonna watch the game to see how much Twitch helped. I was so like eyeballs on bottom and sort of like surrounding bottom and making sure that other lanes were not coming after us. And Vayne went 5-0. I was only killed once by the Kazakhs, which I killed. Let's see, so... And then Renekton, he was having a tougher time later on, but that didn't matter because we were so far ahead. And Renekton did his job as far as getting ahead in the early game, I feel. The 5, 3, and 6 would have gotten worse as time goes on, I think. But that is, you have to take that understanding of the game and be able to end it. This would have been a clown fiesta for sure if the game would have just kept going on. It could have. People at this elo, and even I am guilty of making poor judgment plays and stuff like that. But I feel like this team was pretty solid as far as... in the cool zone, like Vayne, she wouldn't keep going after Rakan or something if he got too far. 1 kill was good enough for Vayne. I really enjoyed our bot lane, and I think this came from Vayne. But yeah, all right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that Platinum 5, the bottom rung of Platinum game. Hope you guys learned a little something about support and the game in general. I used to main support. That's why I'm a little knowledgeable about it. But I'm not so with my champion variety. I'm usually sticking with Morgana. But you stick with what you know. So hopefully the next game you guys watch, you'll be all like, "Oh, let's get him back in the jungle." All right, guys. I will see you later. Hey-o!